Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you have ever wondered about jumping into the world of line dancing, you are probably
asking yourself,
should I take a lesson first? Or should I just head out to the bar and watch social dancers and jump in? Today, I'm gonna break it down for you so you can decide for yourself. Let's start with taking lessons. Learning a routine at a lesson has so many perks. First of all, you get step-by-step guidance on the moves, which makes it so much easier to catch on with the routine. Instructors often teach slower and they repeat steps, which makes it much easier for the beginner to catch on. And if you're just starting line dancing, I would say go to the lesson because all of the dances and all of the steps will be broken into little digestible pieces of information. So you will not wonder what is happening and what do I need to do with my feet. In addition to this, local instructors usually teach dances that are likely to be danced on a dance floor. And of course, this is never a guarantee that the dance you learn will be played or danced on a dance floor. But it's a very high likelihood that this will happen, especially if the instructor is the regular and they teach at that spot continuously. Then they tend to choose dances that will be accepted and the dances that will be played on the dance floor later on. Plus, if you come back to the social dance, an instructor is there, you already have someone to watch. You will learn proper step names and proper execution of those steps. Usually, instructors will also introduce the possible replacements for specific steps or moves, such as vine can be replaced with the turn. And another benefit of the lesson is that you can jump into the lesson even if you have never line danced before. If you had previous dance experience with a different dance type, it probably will be slightly easier for you to follow the count because you already know what the count is. You already understand how to learn the dances. But if you have never danced in your entire life, then line dancing is the easiest place to start. And now moving on to the social dancers or dancing at the bar. Watching social dancers has its own vibe. I'm not gonna deny it. Social dancers tend to be more expressive. They add their own style and attitude when dancing. In many cases, you're basically glued to a dancer and you cannot look away because of their passion and the way they express themselves. You just want to keep watching instead of learning the steps. The benefits of learning at the bar, watching social dances, is that you can totally pick up the unique moves and see how the experienced dancers flow with the music or their style. In many cases, it will make you fall in love with the dance even more because of how fun they portray a specific dance. But with that, there is always a catch. The pace of the social dancers is so much faster. And in many cases, they tend to throw an additional step that is not on the step sheet into the routine just because it's so much more fun for them. So they tend to amplify the routine and make it their own, still following the true core of the dance. At the social dances, if everyone is dancing to the fast song, there is really no time to stop and explain what steps are gonna be next or what was the step that you just performed. Sometimes it's just a variation. So social dancers just dance and have fun on a dance floor. They do not usually stop and try to explain what is happening. Trying to learn on the spot, even if you are an experienced dancer in a different dance style, can get overwhelming. You may think that, oh, I've danced ballroom or salsa or bachata, which means I can just jump in and be absolutely spectacular. And you absolutely may be. You may be one of those people who can look at the dance routine and immediately repeat it, no doubt. But most of us are not like that. So most of us will need to watch the routine, try it a few times, or even run the first wall several times.
If you do not know what I just said, then you definitely need to start with lessons.
And only after that, jump into the dance floor and try to repeat it. So as I mentioned previously, some of those social dancers may not precisely follow the step sheet. And this is not to throw shade onto them. It is strongly suggested to follow the step sheet, but in many cases, you may throw some variations or replacements or widely accepted replacements for certain moves, like I mentioned previously. It adds your personal styling, your personal way of expressing the dance. It doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, but it will throw you off as a beginner, especially if you're planning to go and try this dance anywhere else. On the other hand, we have strugglers, those dancers who may know the dance, or those dancers that think they know the dance, and their steps are an absolute mush. You cannot even distinguish what they're trying to dance. So in those cases, watching social dancers may come at a detriment to you because you're not learning the proper steps, you're not learning the variation of the dance, you're basically just learning something that is not repeatable, because that dancer would probably not be able to repeat it again at any point of time. So it is always a good practice to watch which dancer are very crisp and precise with their steps, and then try to follow them if you're keen on staying with learning during these social dances.
I was trying to learn the line dance named Booze Cruise. I stepped onto the dance floor, I saw the dance, I loved it. I had no idea what it was called. It was not taught at the lesson. I was following the dancers at the bar trying to learn this dance precisely. And I made it. I was turning the right weight. I was loosely following the steps. And then I realized that the sequence of the steps that I was doing is not the actual sequence of the steps from the step sheet. It took me years to realize that. Not that it affected my enjoyment of the dance, but if I had watched the proper dancer from the beginning, then I would have known the proper steps. This is the video of the dance that I found on Facebook. Her steps are so meticulous, so crisp, that had I watched her as I was learning this dance, then I would have been just fine. She is amazing. That's why I'm keen to learn with the proper and good instructors.
So which option is better? I would say if you are brand new dancer in general, then definitely lessons is the way to go. Of course, you can come to the bar, watch the social dancers, and try to jump in for the simple dances like the wobble or the Cupid shuffle. Everyone knows those because everyone probably danced those at the wedding at some point of time. But if you are looking to develop your skill set with the line dancing, then starting with lessons will help you. In my area, lessons are free at the specific bars. In your area, it may be different. Find the place for you to learn. And if you cannot find the actual in-person learning, then there is always YouTube or other ways to learn. I have a video on that, so visit that if you wanted to. And as you get more comfortable with the steps and the routines, then you may forego the lessons and go back to the dance floor and be like, oh, okay, now I can recognize the steps. So now I can take what I learned and apply it on the dance floor. And if you are a dancer who has danced before, has line danced in the past, or danced any other dance, then you could probably pick up some of those simple dances right from the dance floor. You can come, jump in, and then decide for yourself if you need lessons. Go with an open mind and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Remember, line dancing is all about having fun. If you've tried either method, let me know below in the comments, and see you on the dance floor.